It wasn't actually a question, it was about an action task. And I didn't know if this was possible, but I just wanted to thank the speakers for their very interesting presentations to start off with. It was very good to hear about from both Cecile and Chiara about the work of the EU Commission, and especially the focus on well-being of teachers at the moment. And this was, EMDR obviously doing some pretty good work as well on this particular subject. But developing resilience is not the only answer. And I was thinking about something Martin said, was that teacher is a vocational profession. And teachers enter the profession with high ideals. And the impact, unfortunately, of government education policies and inspections on schools is immense. And it's very restrictive and it's very stressful for all, including the teachers and the children. And I was wondering if EU policymakers could address this for the future well-being of teachers and the students of their care. So that was really my question.
I'll be very straightforward with you. The answer is no, because education policy is in the exclusive remit of government. So we are working on it. We are trying to support them with ideas, with research, with networks, supporting exchange of ideas, but the steering of the policies is a completely national matter. So I'm sorry, I mean, we feel sometimes very frustrated, but that is a reality of life. And so what we have to do is make the most of the tools we have, supporting networks like the Lifelong Learning Platform that organizes this sort of event, and find ways to scale up the good lessons learned. And this is where maybe we can do more, but it is one of the very difficult things. And I think Christopher said it, that systems are not agile. I mean, they are big systems, and so we need to keep trying and supporting, and it's a joint effort by all stakeholders. But we cannot tell them.
Thank you. I just wish you luck then with all your supportive work.
Stay until 45 minutes. I would also ask, because he has to have a question, so pass to Dominic, and then after the answer, I will pass again to Christopher to close the session.
Yeah, thank you. Great presentation. Thank you for your presentation. Two things. One thing I'm curious about is the continuum of, let's say, from mental health challenges to promoting positive mental health and well-being. And I can see with the EMDR, it looks like you're moving up this. I think this is a wonderful thing to see, because so much of the discourse, these are being treated as separate, so things on separate, at least in the discourse that I'm used to, policy discourse. There's well-being, and then there's mental health challenges, and it's all on really short, beyond one scale, and we should all be talking to each other. I think if I may be so bold, but I really appreciate what the European Commission is doing with the work on teacher wellbeing. I think one advantage you might have over national governments, though you can't sort of impose upon them, in a statutory way. There is good evidence. The evidence on education that was sort of driving education policies nationally is often comparative international evidence. Look at PISA, for instance. Countries are making decisions about their design of their curricula and basically their schools, and how they teach and how they assess on the basis of how competitive they are in a multinational environment. These sort of standardized testing, we know it removes agency from the teacher to manage the classroom in the way they want to do. Focus on literacy and numeracy as sort of primary objectives, skills that can modify children as opposed to sort of aim to build their innate human skills or understand the individual, the individual learner in the classroom. What would be really great is to link education systems internationally and that comparison to the issues of well-being for children, and then again from the well-being to the social and economic development. I don't think we're seeing great success in terms of improved social cohesion and well-being from the way we're managing our social policies right now. And for children, education is at least 2/3 of everything the government does for it. And that's where all the money goes, really. About 65% of every euro in an average European country is going to compulsory school. If we can't get that turned to issues of well-being and sort of holistic development, we're going to have the rest of our system is going to be suboptimal too. So there's areas that the European bodies have some influence over, in sort of promoting national policy for providing guidelines. But a real strength is a really strong European research project around, the benefits of individualized learning, individualized assessment, creating space for teachers, decentralization of curricula, things that sort of allow the environment to be healthier. I think we know what the answers would be, and I think the politicians would then respond at national level. So it's a big old step.
Thank you.
If I may, this is something we do. I mean, we have the education and training monitor, as you may know. I mean, and this year it was dedicated, there was a section dedicated to teachers, in which we analyze the situation in every member state and it also a toolbox where you can see where they stand. So I think we try to do that, and probably we do more. But it is something we're trying. It is definitely an area where we can, in fact, act a little bit.
Super. Happy for that. Happy for this sharing. So